With its ideal harbor and numerous waterways along the Chesapeake Bay, the city of Norfolk boasts a proud history as one of our nation's foremost strategic military posts. Because of its numerous trading ties with the British Empire, Norfolk served as a strong base of Loyalist support during the early part of the American Revolution. The decisive Battle of Yorktown in 1781 marked the end of the Revolution and the beginning of a new nation. Fort Norfolk was authorized in 1794 by President George Washington and later protected Norfolk from British and Canadian forces during the War of 1812. In 1862, the Confederacy's first ironclad ship, the Merrimac, was built at the Norfolk Navy Yard, and the first battle between the Confederate and Union ironclads was fought in Hampton Roads. Immediately after the United States entered World War I, the Secretary of the Navy agreed to buy property used for the 1907 Jamestown Exposition, a location deemed ideal for a naval base by the nation's military leaders. During World War II, Naval Base Norfolk provided training to a wide variety of Allied naval air units. With only a few exceptions, all Navy air squadrons that fought in the war trained in Norfolk. In the post-war period, Naval Base Norfolk became the home of the US Atlantic Fleet. On April 4, 1949, the U.S. and 11 of her allies signed the North Atlantic Treaty, forming the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO. Originally formed to protect Europe from another world war, its member nations agreed to a mutual defense in response to an attack on any member nation by an external party. In 1952, NATO established the Supreme Allied Commander Atlantic, or SACLAND, here in Norfolk. SACLAND's mission was to guard the sea lanes between North America and Europe in order to reinforce NATO's European members with U.S. troops and supplies in the event of a Soviet invasion of Europe. SACLAND was decommissioned in June 2003. An Allied Command Transformation, or ACT, was established as its successor. One of two strategic commands, ACT is NATO's think tank, leading change and driving continuous improvement of Allied capabilities. ACT works closely with the U.S. Joint Forces Command and focuses on areas such as training and education, concept development, and research and technology, including modeling and simulation. Today, NATO is actively engaged in missions that cover a full spectrum of crisis management operations, from combat and peacekeeping to training and logistics support to surveillance and humanitarian relief. NATO forces support operations in Afghanistan, Kosovo, the Mediterranean, the Horn of Africa, Iraq, and Somalia. The Hampton Roads region is currently home to approximately 300,000 military personnel, including 700 families from 50 NATO member and partner nations. In addition to its 300 years of maritime and naval history, Norfolk is also well known for its tradition of Southern hospitality. In the early 1950s, city leaders embraced an idea espoused by Fred Hewitt, the city's superintendent of parks and forestry, to promote the city through an annual festival. Known then as the International Azalea Festival, it served the dual purpose of saluting NATO's allied forces and attracting residents and visitors to the city's 100-acre azalea gardens, known today as Norfolk Botanical Gardens. Early azalea festivals featured appearances by American celebrities of their day, who were honored as Queen of the festival. The first Queen Azalea was actress Pat Priest. Other well-known queens included Tricia Nixon, Lucy Baines Johnson, Linda Bird Johnson, Jenny Eisenhower, and Susan Ford. The festival also recognized young ladies from other NATO nations by hosting a court of princesses. For the 2008 and 2009 festivals, active duty military officers were selected to serve as Queen Azalea. To build on the impact these officers had on the festival's educational and community outreach events, festival ambassadors now serve in the role of the festival figurehead. Festival ambassadors are chosen by ACT and also serve as the command's enlisted persons of the year. The festival updated the Court of Princesses to a corps of youth ambassadors. The Youth Ambassador Program is a community service-based opportunity for international students to engage with their local community while here in the United States. It's open to high school students, both male and female. Today, the festival is a nonprofit 501c3 organization which produces numerous cultural and educational events and is attended annually by thousands of residents and visitors and is known as Norfolk NATO Festival. With a focus on education, the festival partners with local schools, universities, and ACT to provide a world-class international studies experience to students of all ages in the Hampton Roads area. While much has changed in the world since the opening of Norfolk's NATO Command and the first International Azalea Festival, one common thread remains as relevant today as it was in 1949: the importance of friendship and community in an unpredictable world. The festival is honored to share and celebrate the Alliance's 21st century goals and challenges with the citizens of Hampton Roads.